Hey everybody, and welcome back to another weekly upload of my collection, as well as, of course, Vacuum Exposition today. We will have some cool content coming out for those that are not just interested in vacuum cleaners, so stay tuned for that. Now, we are officially in the month of September, which means that we're towards the end of the year, which means I need to get started on my end of the year video. Because it's going to be a cool one. But anyways, for all you that tune in every week, thank you again. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and let's get to it. All right, everybody. So we have ourselves a cool machine to talk about today. For you Hoover buffs out there, you probably know what this is. And you're going to tell me that, well, this is probably one of the most common Dial-A-Matics that were ever lived. Well, that's not true, because this particular one hails from a different part of the continent, that which I recently understood. So, the story of this machine. This right here is a 1965 Hoover Model 1122 Dial-A-Matic. For those that don't know, the Dial-A-Matic was Hoover's first clean air upright. There being, we would have a filter right here. Your bag system would be all up in here, so there was no vinyl paper bags that were, well, it had a paper bag, but it was inside. But you wouldn't have a vinyl bag kind of out the back to allow air through. Instead, you would have it go through this filter up here, thus making clean air. Now, these were called Dial-A-Matics for a very significant reason, and that being that they had a big dial on the back. This dial essentially helped you to adjust your suction to whether you were doing attachments or, floor settings, sort of things. You really could do it all with the Dial-A-Matic. And for that reason, made them the most expensive vacuum that Hoover was offering at the time in about the early to mid 60s, starting with the model 1100. Now, I said 1122, not 1120. In the United States, this is a Hoover Model 1120. And I will show an ad for the 1120 when it came out right here. As you can see, it's pretty much the same vacuum that we're looking at right now. But that was in America. This came out and was produced in Ontario, Canada. So it was not a North Canton-made Hoover, much like the American counterpart. Very similar, same parts, same voltage at 120, so we don't have any wonky 2240s or anything like that. Canada was pretty similar to us when it came to their machines. However, there is a couple little differences that Canada did to the 1122 as well as the 1113, which is the 1100 counterpart. But one thing that Canada did specifically that I've noticed on this machine, and you probably won't be able to notice it too much, but this bottom rub plate right here. Famous for the Dial-A-Matic because it's one big piece up here and over here. All comes off at once. However, as you can see, it's kind of rubbed off and it's kind of like a metal color. Well, the machines made in Ontario had a painted rug plate. As you can kind of see, there's the paint right here still remaining of the color to match the top up here. So this I only saw in UK machines, which is kind of funny to find here. So I'm really actually happy about that. I thought this was just an 1120, and well, that was just it. I had an 1120. Now, the story on this machine is it came from my good friend Doug Smith out of Canada. He brought it down to me when I was quite young, new in my collecting. So, of course, a big thank you to Doug for bringing it to me. Absolutely love this machine. Love the history behind it as well. But this is a cool machine. This is also one of Hoover's first Dial-A-Matics, so there's no power drive. It still, of course, has the filter system like they would, but it also has the check bag indicator, which was a relatively new feature on these models. Before, you wouldn't know, you just kind of have to wait until you either stopped sucking or it did that vacuum clogged, high-pitched suction sound that we know oh too well. So this we are very happy to have in the collection. It is all original handle grip, original cord and plug, which is big for these older Hoovers just because people cut them off or replace them over time. Of course, original rug plate, original everything. So this I'm very proud of, but we are going to get on to our run demo for it. So let's see how this bad boy runs across the carpet. All right, let's see how this clean air upright does on the carpet. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed our little info sesh vacuum exposition, as well as the run demo of our Dial-A-Matic Model 1122. This is a pretty rare machine in my collection, just because anything made in other countries, well, it's hard to find here in the United States, surprisingly. Now, we are fortunate to have this, and we're fortunate to have people and connections like Doug, as well as I do have some other friends. I mentioned Terry from that Hoover Jr. video we did a while back. So we are fortunate to have people like that for our connections, which is something that we as vacuum collectors really need. And I am happy to be a source for those that are out of the United States as well. So for anybody watching that's not in the United States, let me know if you need any help with anything. I'd love to be of assistance. I know I am always looking for stuff from other countries, in particular, vintage cyclonic machines. So early Dysons and Phantoms and all that kind of stuff has kind of intrigued me lately. So. Hopefully, hey, if anybody's got a Phantom or early Dyson, DC 01, 03, kind of stuff like that, let me know. I'm looking for them. I'd really like to find them. Want to make a display out of them at some point, because they're getting old. But it all started with machines like this as a clean air to eliminate the bag. Now, this didn't really eliminate the bag, it just had it inside. But you get what I'm talking about. We have filters and whatnot that we were starting to think about, and this was the 60s. So this is a great machine. I love it. If you want to see more like this one, I do have other Dial-A-Matics. I'd love to bring them out. Probably will see some more pretty soon here, actually. But anyways, you guys have a good rest of your week. I'm Carl, as the usual, and we will catch you in another one.